It's a dart gun. It's going to be jolly useful to me, I can tell you. It means I can knock out animals without having to catch them first. Fantastic.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Don't let your breakfast get cold.
No, sorry. I'll look at this afterwards.
Right, what about it? Have you got any further with your new contract yet, then?
No. Every time I ask old Spider, he changes the subject.
You don't want to stand for that, you know. You want to tell him he's got to make his mind up.
It's probably a new situation for him.
Yeah.
I don't suppose he's ever had an assistant last this
No.
long before. Turner? How are you? Yes, I know what you like. How's my special girl then, eh? Yeah. Ah, hi, Harry.
Morning, Mr. Turner.
How's my personal elephant getting on?
Oh, she's lovely.
Oh, and that cyst on her hind leg, that's not giving her any trouble, is it?
No, it won't neither. Elephants are always getting those. They don't do no harm if you leave them alone.
No, I'm sure you're right. Certainly looks in good shape.
Yes.
Good. Oh, have you seen Mr. Raymond? They told me in the office he was down here somewhere.
I was here a few minutes ago with Mr. Riley. You'll probably find him in Mr. Riley's room.
Great, thanks. Ta-ra. Bye,
Ta-ra.
Donna.
How long do you think it'll take?
I reckon it'll take the best part of a day, all told.
Long as that?
Well, there could be tricky customers, you know. And they're the very devil to round up. And then they'll have to be going into carrying boxes, one at a time.
But I'm sure you're right. You'd better get on and organise it.
Ah, you are in here. Hello.
Long? How are you?
Yeah, what brings you here today? We've nothing dying on us, have we?
Not as far as I know.
Good. Then you can have a cup of coffee.
Good. Hoped you might be brewing up.
No, the cafeteria up top's just
Yes,
open.
but they make me pay for it up there.
I'll see you pay for this one way or another.
I'm glad you're here. I'd like you to have a look at Jane, the pregnant orangutan.
Nothing wrong, is there? She's not due for a couple of months, surely.
The keeper seems to think she's a bit restless.
Well, I'll have a look at her, but I'm sure Ted would spot anything wrong much better than I would.
Amen to that.
All the same.
Right. Actually, I stopped by to bring you another bottle of embrocation for Walter.
Walter? Oh, the taper.
Yeah, he and I are old friends. He was my first successful patient here.
Yeah, he gets a touch of the screwmatics from time to time. But Mr. Turner here has this magical elixir.
I wish it was. I could make my fortune with it. Actually, as I was coming, I thought you might like to see my new toy.
What's that?
I picked it up this morning. Came from America.
Lord, bless us and save us. Are you going to shoot somebody?
I was reading about these the other day. It's fascinating.
What sort of a contraption would you call that if you were writing home?
It's a compressed air gun. It fires a dart with a hypodermic syringe in it.
Yeah, it's very clever.
Aye, if it works. I've seen these newfangled inventions before.
It works all right. They've had them in use in the States for a couple of years now.
And how many animals have they killed?
It doesn't hurt them, not really. Not unless you're daft enough to hit them in the eye or something.
Aye, pull the other one, it's got bells on it. Still, if it worked, I suppose it could save a lot of time and trouble. If it worked.
You know, you're a terrible old skeptic, Paddy Riley.
Oh, my, indeed. When you've been in this business as long as I have,
Yes,
sir.
even the giant tortoise seems to be short-lived. Look, this thing will also deliver knockout drops, won't it?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, the manufacturers sent me a supply of a new drug. It's related to phencyclidine. They want me to try it out with a gun.
Would that be suitable for wolves?
Eminently suitable, I should think. They're a pretty straightforward canine.
I hope you're not thinking what I'm thinking you're thinking, sir.
Why not?
What's this?
Well, Mr. Riley and I were just talking about the problem of moving our pack of wolves to another enclosure while we do some renovation.
I usually slip something into their food to quieten them down a bit.
All of them. That's a bit hit and miss, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you could knock them out with this, I mean, without harming them.
You could just cart them off to their new enclosure and let them come around in their own sweet time. I don't see why not. The instructions say the gun's reasonably accurate, up to 30 feet.
Oh, now, who's talking about hit and miss now? No, if you asked me, a gun's only as accurate as the man who fires it. Just you give me something to slip into their water or their food.
No, Mr. Raymond's right. With a gun, we can be sure that each animal gets exactly the right dose. Much better.
When could you do it?
Ooh, I think I need a bit of time to practice first. Get the hang of it, learn how to shoot straight.
You do that, sunshine.
What about Thursday afternoon? Don't worry about the shooting. I'll give you some lessons with that. It's easy.
Fine, thanks.
Can you get that new enclosure ready by Thursday afternoon, Mr. Riley?
I suppose so.
Oh, good. I can't wait to see this thing in action. And think of all the problems it's going to solve.
Aye. Maybe.
Hello?
Ah, Donald, at last.
Something wrong?
Have you just been to the zoo?
Yes.
Well, it's not down here.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's a bit late now.
No, I'm going again on Thursday afternoon. I thought I'd better put it in now before I forget.
Thursday? What for?
To help them move their wolves to a new enclosure.
Well, what's that got to do with us?
They want me to anaesthetize them with my new dart gun. It came this morning. Do you want to see?
We're not here to be zookeepers or removal men, Donald. And why do they need to anaesthetize them?
Well, it'll be much quicker. I reckon I could do it in half an hour. It would normally take them most of the day.
It doesn't sound like veterinary medicine to me.
Well, it'll give me the chance to try out the new gun. Here.
Very interesting, yes.
That's a tremendous breakthrough. It could make the most enormous difference to our work.
Possibly.
You ought to get one for the practice.
I can't see I'd have much use for one.
I don't know. What if you're faced with a bull on the rampage or something?
I've been in practice over 30 years now, Donald. I've never yet been faced with a bull on the rampage.
Yeah, well, maybe you've been lucky.
Yeah, here, put it away before it goes off.
Oh, I don't suppose you've managed to think any more about my contract, have you?
Mr. Turner? No.
Oh, don't worry, Ethel. I'm not going to shoot anybody.
No.
You were going to say?
Oh, yes, I have Mr. Lomax on the phone. Now, I've made an appointment for you for Wednesday afternoon. Is that all right? Mandy, remember?
Oh, the chimpanzee, yes. The pinworm's back again.
No, I don't think so. Something wrong with the stomach, Mr. Lomax said. Anyway, is Wednesday afternoon all right?
Fine.
Good.
Chimpanzee. Remind me to be out on Wednesday.
Right, let's just do this then.
There's a good boy.
Steady, boy. Up. There. Good, good. There we are. That's the end of that.
At last. Now he doesn't have to look like an inflatable toy anymore.
Yes, he did look like he could blow him up, didn't he?
Come on, Simba. Let's show Uncle Donald how well you're getting on, eh?
There you are. That should do.
Oh, yes, smashing.
All right, we're coming down to the butt. How far is that thing supposed to be accurate to?
20 to 30 feet, the manufacturer's claim.
I should start a bit closer than that until you've had some practice. Well, you go and load up, and then I'll put the target in. Right, let's see how this thing works, shall we?
Take that. Right. Right, you're okay?
Yes, I think so. Right, now we're just straighten your arm, right? And then bring your arm up, and then lock your elbow, bring it down, then fire.
Well, at least I hit the box.
Pretty good effort first time. Mind if I have a go?
You're all little boys at heart, aren't you? You men never grow up.
Oh, shut up. This is very serious.
Right.
Well, look at that. A bullseye.
Not bad for a first effort.
Very good.
Oh, don't worry, Donald. You'll soon get the hang of it.
Your patient not arrived yet?
No. Still, it's not quite 3 o'clock. Dare say they'll be here in a minute.
Where are they coming from?
Macclesfield.
Oh, you know.
Yes, we're getting clients from all over the place now with exotic.
Yeah.
Talking of clients and business, what about my contract?
Contract? Oh, yes, it's nearly up, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, we'll have to have a word about that.
But couldn't we just sort it?
Mr. Lomax is here. Shall I show him in?
No.
Yes, please, Ethel, I'm just off.
Oh, right.
Yes,
Mr. Lomax!
I'll have a think about the other matter, Donald, and I'll let you know.
Oh, thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lennox.
Hello, Mr. Turner. Oh, there we are.
This isn't Mandy, is it?
No, this is Sammy, big brother.
See. Hello, Sammy. And no Mrs. Lomax?
No, she apologises for her absence, but she has a speaking engagement this afternoon with the town's Women's Guild, you know.
Oh, what does she speak about?
Well, mostly about the youngsters, you know. Sammy and Mandy.
Yes, of course. So what's the trouble with Sammy? Not the pinworms again?
Oh, no, thank goodness. Mrs. Lomax played merry hell with me over that, if you'll pardon my language.
Whatever for?
Well, she swore I must have brought them home from the office.
Well, I suppose it is possible.
Oh, please don't tell her that.
Yes, well, it's just as possible she might have brought them home from the town's Women's Guild.
Oh, I never thought of that.
No, I don't suppose she did either. So what is the trouble with Sammy?
We're a bit worried that his tummy seems to be swelling up like, and he's lost his appetite.
Right, well, I better take a look at him.
Oh, I brought some of his favourites. He hasn't gone off them yet. They might help to keep his mind off things.
If you give me a handful, it might help us to get acquainted.
There you are, then.
Thank you.
Look, Sam.
Yes, Sammy. Good boy. Now then, apart from the swelling, are there any other symptoms?
Well, he's definitely a bit more peaky than usual. He threw a milk bottle at next door's dog last week.
Really? Did he hit it?
Oh, yes, he's a very good shot when he throws things, not one of its teeth out.
Oh dear, that's bad.
Yes, they weren't very pleased. We had to pay the vet's bill. Mind you, he's never like that dog. He's always barking at him and being silly.
I see. And anything else?
Well, like I say, he's not eating as well as usual. He's quite gone off his fried liver and onions, and he usually loves that. And his bedtime drinking chocolate.
Well, I think he's a little paler than he should be. Is he lethargic?
Oh, no, he's lively enough. He pinched my sister-in-law's hairdryer the other day while she was getting ready to go out and dropped it down the lavatory while it was still going, blew every fuse in the
I
house.
shouldn't think she was very pleased.
Oh, no, she was going to a Masonic dinner. Mind you, like Mrs. Lomax says, you have to expect him to get into mischief occasionally. It's just the price we have to pay for pleasure we get out of him.
Yes. Well, I think he is a little pale. How about his droppings? Are they normal?
Well, I don't... Well, I mean, Mrs. Lomax changes his nappies as a rule. I mean, it is her mother's job, really, isn't it? Oh, but he did take all his clothes off the other night while we were asleep, nappy and all, and did his business on the piano. He definitely didn't have any diarrhea then, thank goodness. I know that because I had to clean it up myself.
Right, let's have a look at this swelling. Thanks.
I'll just take this off for you.
Oh, he's a good boy, isn't he? Good.
Yes.
Right. Have a look at your tummy.
That for you?
Thanks. No, it's all right,
just
Sam.
listen.
Yes, all right, darling. Good boy. Yes, there's definitely something there.
Something? You mean a growth?
Well, I can't be sure, not without operating. All right.
Operating?
All right.
You mean he's got to have an operation?
Well, there is a round mass in his abdomen about the size of a grapefruit.
Dear. What is it?
Well, my guess is it's probably a non-malignant cyst, caused by a parasite. The sort of thing that causes amoebic dysentery in man.
Non-malignant. Are you sure?
Well, no, I can't be sure. Not without cutting him open and taking a look. But whatever it is, he's going to need fairly major surgery.
Dear. Oh, dear me.
Look, Mr. Lomax, why don't you sit down?
An operation.
It's nothing to worry about.
Well, it's not the operation, it's... How do I tell her she'll have a fit?
Mrs. Lomax.
She wants to know how he got it.
Well, I doubt if we'd ever know that for certain.
What am I going to say to her, though? I mean, has he got to have an operation?
Oh, yes, Mr. Lomax. There's no alternative. No operation, and before long, there'll be no Sammy.
Oh, right.
Now then, I think we'd better have him in as soon as possible and get it over and done with.
Yes, if it's got to be done, yes, doctor.
I'm away this weekend, so Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning. What about Tuesday morning, 11:15?
Yeah, whatever you say, doctor.
Now, I want him with an empty stomach, so no food at all after Monday lunchtime, right? And I'll give you a tranquilizer to put in his drink before you bring him out on Tuesday morning. That'll make it easier for me to give him the injection with the anesthetic. Okay?
Deserve a marksman's badge for that.
Yes. I never dared hope it could be so easy.
Even old Mother Riley was impressed. Moving a whole pack of wolves in half an hour. Splendid. Like some tea?
Oh, yes, please.
Julie, like some tea, please, for two.
This is an enormous step forward for me, you know. No more trying to catch antelopes and Barbary sheep. And no more tail injections for angry big cats. I don't mind telling you, I've always dreaded doing those.
Well, it's not that bad, surely, once you get their backsides against the cage.
Oh, no. As long as you can do that, then have the nerve to grab its tail and drop down out of range, pulling the animal against the bars with all your strength before it can get its claws into you. Have you ever tried it?
No, I can't say I have personally, but there's always the crush cage.
Sure. Or Riley's version of the Northern Barn Dance.
What's that? Oh, thanks, Julie.
Well, I've only had to do it once, thank goodness. Riley persuaded me to go into a cage with him and a leopard. And then he grabbed the leopard's tail and just kept scrambling backwards round the cage. He said as long as he kept the tail pulled tight and kept moving, the animal couldn't get at us. So I had to scoot round with him, praying I didn't trip and fall, and trying to shoot the antibiotic into the beast at the same time.
I can just picture it, but, I mean, it worked. You survived.
Yes, only after I got the first injection into Riley's arm. It's one of the things he still holds against me.
You're lucky it wasn't an anaesthetic.
That's a matter of opinion.
Quick, quick, come quick.
What is it, Mr. Riley? What's the matter?
It's them wolves. I don't know what was in your darts, but half the poor creatures are shaking and shivering like they had 40 fits.
Convulsions.
Right.
Oh, my God.
What do you got to do?
Nembutal. I'll give them Nembutal.
Oh, aye.
It's a barbiturate, nothing complicated. But it'll calm them down, help control the convulsions.
But will it do the trick?
I hope so.
This is going to be the result every time you use that flaming gun of yours.
It's nothing to do with the gun. It's probably just a side effect of the drug on this particular species. Maybe the dosage for wolves is different from other canines. There's so much we don't know.
You can say that again. I say you can say that again. What'll happen?
Well, I'll give them their jab, and then we'll just have to wait for the anesthetic to wear off. It's all I can do.
Oh, thank you very much.
What have you been doing?
What does it look as if I've been doing? I've been cleaning windows, haven't I?
Well, can't you get a window cleaner?
I've got a window cleaner. Can't come this week, though. He's poorly.
Well, you'll be poorly too if you carry on doing things like this.
Stop fussing. I'm not in my wheelchair yet, you know. I can't abide mucky windows.
Yeah, well, never mind that. Next time you ask me, right?
Now, we'll see. Are you off now, then?
Yep.
Well, mind how you go, then. Now, don't go rushing. And remember, make haste slowly, and you'll get there sooner.
You remember that too. Right. See you on Sunday. And
Right,
don't wait up.
Morning, everybody. Wakey, rise and shine. How are you doing, Jack? All right? Good. Hello, Peppy. Hello, Jane. Come on, then. Jane? Oh, my God. Oh, that's...
Good boy. Shh, 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 shh. Good boy there. No. There we go. Now, down, Simba.
You all right, Maggie?
Fine.
How's the patient?
He's getting much better.
Good.
At this rate, he soon won't need so much.
Donald told me how pleased he was with his progress.
Was he? That's nice.
Yeah, he said you work wonders. So you have.
Nonsense. It's me who's really benefited. I don't know what I'd have done if I hadn't had something like that to occupy myself.
You have to thank Donald for that. It was his idea.
I'm sure you had a hand in it, too.
Yeah, I gave my permission. You think you're cured now, do you?
Well, scars are still a little raw. But you could say I'm well on the way to a complete recovery.
Glad to hear it.
Now Simba's getting better, I'll have to start thinking of getting a new job.
Well, not yet, surely. There's no rush. I like having you look after house for me.
You're just lazy and selfish.
Yes, of course. Anyway, I find I eat much better with you preparing the meals.
Speaking of which, if I don't get the joint on, there'll be no Sunday lunch.
I'll get it. Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Riley. What can I do for you? Oh, dear. Yeah. All right, I'll come down straight away. You better try and get hold of the vet and... Oh, wait a minute. Turner's away, isn't he? I'll have to remember Mr. Webb. Yeah. Yes, all right, I'll be right down.
Trouble?
Yes, afraid so. Lunch is going to have to wait. I hope you don't mind. Thank you for coming. Sorry to call you out on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, so am I. Well, what's the problem?
Well, it's Jane, this orangutan.
She's had a miscarriage.
Oh. Well, I'm not an obstetrician, you know.
Yes, I know that, but we must do what we can. As Donald's away this weekend...
You'd have done better to call the maternity hospital. These great apes are more like human beings than the animals I'm qualified to treat.
Well, that as may be, but the fact is they aren't humans, and I can't send an obstetrician in there with her.
But you expect me to, is that
Well,
it?
not necessarily, no.
Then what do you expect me to do?
I thought you might give us some advice. I mean, she had a miscarriage during the night. I mean, Ted here came in this morning and found her with her dead baby. She's probably lost a lot of blood.
Very likely. But I can't give her a transfusion, can I? Best I can do is give you a tonic with plenty of iron in it for you to put in a drink and maybe some sulfonamide in case there's any infection.
What about the baby?
What about it? I thought you said it was born dead.
Aye, it was.
Well, then there's not a great deal I can do for it, is there?
She won't give it up, you see.
Yes, that could become a problem. You've tried to get it.
Of course I've bloody tried.
All right, Ted, all right. Mr. Webb, Ted has tried to get it from her several times. She just won't give it up.
She keeps trying to get it to suck like. It's pitiful, it really is.
Ah, fair breaks your heart to see it, so it does.
Yes, well, I'm sure she'll get tired of that in the end. Keep her quiet, give her plenty of the tonic and wait and see. That's about all we can do, right?
Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Turner. No, he's not in at the moment. He'll be in later. 11 or later than that. Yeah, all right then, all right. Don't worry, I'll tell him. Right.
Gran said Peter's been trying to get hold of me.
Yes, come in.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Donald.
I tried phoning, but you're engaged.
Oh, that's Maggie gossiping to a friend in Yorkshire.
Not Nigel.
Good Lord, no. A girlfriend.
You know what it's like when you get two women on the phone.
Sorry.
That's okay. I didn't have anything better to do, so I thought I'd come round and see what you wanted. Gran said you sounded worried.
Oh, thanks for coming. I thought she said she wasn't expecting you back until late.
No, I came back early.
Would you like a coffee or drink or something?
Scotch would be nice.
Top me up again, Maggie. Thanks.
So, what's the trouble? Not Simba, I hope.
No. He's coming on famously. It's the pregnant orangutan.
Jane.
Yeah. She had a miscarriage during the night and the baby was born dead.
Oh, dear. Is she in a bad way?
It looks all right physically. But she seems very depressed and upset. And the trouble is, she won't let us take the baby's body away.
That won't do.
Apparently, she keeps trying to suckle it, too.
Oh, dear.
We had your boss in to have a look at her, but he wasn't very helpful.
No, I don't suppose he was very happy being called out to the zoo, especially on a Sunday.
No, he wasn't. I mean, he may be a very good vet in the normal way.
Oh, he is?
Well, he's not very sympathetic to our problems.
Doesn't sound like a very good vet to me.
He just doesn't like zoos, that's all. He prefers his animals to be domesticated.
They're still animals. I mean, you don't mind treating them.
No.
Well, then.
Look, would you like me to go down and have a look at her now?
Well, what do you think?
I think it would probably be better to leave her undisturbed for tonight. A good night's sleep's the best medicine she can have.
That's what I thought. I know what it's like for women who've lost their babies.
Yes. I'll look in on her tomorrow. You never know, she might have started to get over it by then. Let's hope old Webb has, too.
It was most irresponsible of you to let me in for a thing like that.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I could hardly know the animal was going to miscarry, could I?
It's absolutely typical of the sort of nonsense that's involved in zoo work. They call you in knowing perfectly well there's nothing whatever you can do.
That's not always true. There are plenty of things we can do. And the opportunities are increasing every day as we learn more about them.
It's a waste of valuable time, Donald. You said so yourself when you first came here. It's a dead end.
I know, but I don't think like that anymore.
In any case, wild animals belong in the wild. There are no vets in the jungle, are there? They have to take their chances. It's natural selection, Donald. Survival of the fittest. That is nature.
Yes, but man keeps interfering with nature. And when we do, we must take the responsibility for the creatures we threaten.
Well, I'm not going to get into a philosophical argument with you. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is what affects this practice.
Look, I'm sorry I wasn't here.
I mean, the only reason I kept the zoo on was because you promised you'd look after those animals yourself and make it pay. Now, if you're going to go running off to London every 5 minutes...
You don't have to worry about that. I shan't be going again.
What do you mean?
Jenny and I have split up.
Oh, I see.
So I'll be spending my weekends up here in future.
Yes, well, that's very sensible of you, Donald. I'm glad you're starting to realise which side your bread is buttered.
Thank you. Now, do you mind if I go and see that orang this afternoon?
It's only pining, you know. It's not going to die.
You can't be sure of that.
Oh, all right. But I've got several other visits I want you to make first. To useful animals.
Is she eating?
Not a thing. She won't even have a drink. Won't look at her juice.
So she hasn't had any of the tonic Mr. Webb left her?
If we're not careful, she's going to die of a broken heart. I've seen it happen before.
I'll have to get the baby away from her, that's for sure.
That's easier said than done, Mr. Turner. I've tried everything.
Well, if she doesn't change soon, I'll have to dope her somehow. But if she's refusing her drinks, I don't know how I'll manage it. Is Mr. Riley about? I think I better have a word with him.
Oh, no, he's off early tonight. He's got to do on the moose, you know.
Moose? Like an elk, you mean?
No, it's one of them secret societies like the Buffs, you know. The Royal Order of the Moose. They have dinners and smoking concerts and things.
Moose, eh? Yes, that's very apt.
Come back, Paddy Riley, to Bally Jamestown. Come home, Paddy Riley, to me. My mother once told me. What? Oh, it's you.
Hello.
What brings you here, then? Come to convulse a few more of my lupuses. Lupi. Wolves to you.
Why don't you give it a rest? They're perfectly all right now.
No thanks to you, they are.
earth are you doing?
What does it look like? I'm cutting my throat, of course.
Yes, but over that fish.
Oh, that's just a few frozen sprats. I'm thawing them out ready for the penguins.
And you're going to feed them beard and shaving soap at the same time.
I'll not do them a hip of the heart.
That is the most unlike. You can stop that now. If I find you doing that again...
Just who the hell do you think you're talking to, sonny?
I'm talking to you, Mr. Riley. And while we're at it, my name is Mr. Turner.
Right there, Mr. Turner. You could just get your backside out of here and keep your nose out of my business, out my office. I'm sick and tired of you coming here throwing your weight around with me and my keepers.
You've been drinking.
Very good, very good. And what are you going to do about it, eh? Tell teacher? Why don't you run away and play with your little pop gun?
Of all the stupid, irresponsible... You, above all people, ought to know how dangerous this is.
Dangerous? What are you on about, dangerous?
You know how animals hate the smell of drink on people? What they can be like with anybody who goes lurching about. What happens if you upset one and it attacks you?
Are you trying to tell me about
I'll tell
animals?
you what happens. It may or may not kill you. That's your problem. But the animal will get the blame. And I'll have to put it down, even though I know it's innocent.
Don't you tell me about animals. I was working with animals since before you were born.
Well, then it's about time you knew better,
Just
isn't it?
who the hell do you think you are?
I'll tell you who I am. I'm the veterinary consultant at this zoo. And I'm responsible for the health and welfare of the animals in it. And if I ever catch you drinking on duty again and endangering the lives of those animals, I'll make it my business to have you booted out of this zoo so hard your feet won't touch the ground. Now then, I'm obviously not going to get any sense out of you today. I'll see you another time. On your own again, Mr. Lomax.
Mrs. Lomax decided she just couldn't face it, Mr. Turner. It would have all been too much for her. The strain, you know. She hasn't been right since I told her.
Well, let's hope there's no cause. I'd be very surprised if it does turn out to be malignant.
Oh, I do hope you're right. I don't know how I'd be able to face Mrs. Lomax if there was anything,
No.
you know.
Well, we'll soon know, anyway. If you'd like to bring him through. Oh, you did manage to give him a tranquilizer, yes?
Well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Turner, no.
No. Oh, dear. That could make things difficult.
Well, we put it in his juice, but he wouldn't touch it, wouldn't even look at it. It was as if he knew.
You did manage to starve him, though.
Oh, yes, indeed, yes. Not a morsel has passed his lips since lunchtime yesterday.
That's something, I suppose.
Mrs. Lomax knows about operations, you see. She's been in and out of hospital herself for years with her insides.
All right.
Women's ailments, you know.
Yes, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Lomax. Oh, dear.
Come here, son.
Right, bring him through, would you? Oh, dear. I don't know how I'm going to anaesthetize him.
We're not going to be able to hold him down, are we?
No, not if he doesn't want us to. And to tell you the truth, I don't much fancy trying to jab a needle into him while he's fully conscious.
Could we try him with another drink?
Not now, I shouldn't think. He'd be far too suspicious. I'm afraid there's only one thing for it. It'll be rather close quarters, but I'm going to have to use the gun.
You're not going to shoot him?
No, with the dart, Mr. Lomax. A dart loaded with the drug to knock him out.
Is it safe on a chimpanzee?
Oh, yes. I was only talking to the manufacturers in America about it last night. There you are, you see. It's just like a normal hypodermic syringe.
Well, if you're sure.
Now then, I think we'd probably be better off with him in the waiting room. We'll lock all the doors and windows and put him in there on his own.
On his own? He won't like that.
On his own, Mr. Lomax. I can't afford to risk having humans in there while I'm firing darts in a confined space. We'll pop him in there, and while he's occupying himself, I'll pop a dart into him, shut the door, and when he's asleep, I'll bring him back in here and carry on the operation in the normal way.
He will be all right.
As right as rain, Mr. Lomax. Now, if you'll bring him through. Oh, no. That's right.
Ethel, would you take his sweater off as well, please?
There
I don't know what Mrs. Lomax would say. I hope he'll be all right.
Oh, he'll be quite all right, Mr. Lomax. We'll give him something to occupy him. A magazine, there you go. There we are.
Let's have a look at this. Sorry.
Right, Mr. Lomax, let's have you in the surgery, please.
Stay there.
Good. Good boy, Sammy.
Sounds quiet enough. Not yet. That's better. Steady, Sammy. Good boy.
Has it discharged?
Imagine if it had hit me. What are we going to do? Just wait. Nothing else we can do.
Oh, my goodness. Whatever will Mr. Webb say?
Good boy. Yes. Good boy.
There you are, Mr. Lomax. He's fine.
She's more than can be said for our waiting room.
Steady.
If I were you, I wouldn't mention your new contract just yet.
No. Still, if you're going to go out with a bang. That's what I say. Mr. Lomax, if you'd like to give me a hand, I'll carry him through. Come on, Sammy boy. Steady. There you are. Good boy. Just go and get... There you are. You take his feet. Come on. There's a good boy. Steady boy. That's right. Who's a good boy? Nice and steady. All right. Just go. So we'll take you and put you on the table. And then we'll put you to sleep. Steady boy. Good boy. Good boy. Up here? Right. Up, Sam.
Which way around?
Lying down.
Lying down. Okay, you just lie down.
Good boy. Right. Well, we'll deepen the anaesthetic with a spot of gas in a minute. He'll be all right now. Mr. Lomax, I think you ought to go away while we operate. Come back again in 2 or 3 hours. Make it 3 to be on the safe side. Go and do some shopping or visit the zoo. Anyway, come back after lunch.
Lunch?
Now, come along, Mr. Lomax. We'll take good care of him. He'll be perfectly all right with Mr. Turner.
I'd really rather stay.
Yes, I'm sure you would, but it wouldn't do any good. Now, go along. You go and have some lunch. You'll be all right. Promise. Poor little chap. He looks so defenceless now, doesn't he? Butter wouldn't melt.
Let's hope he stays like that. Shall we get started? Ethel was terribly impressed. She even offered to tidy up the waiting room to lessen the impact on old Webb.
You clever old thing, you. I never realised there was quite so much to being a vet.
Yeah. Look, I think I better be going.
I thought it was your afternoon off.
It is, but I must drop into the zoo and see how Jane's getting on.
Is she still bad?
Yes, poor thing. I'm going to have to use the dart gun on her, too, if she doesn't stop holding on to the baby.
That would be a pity, wouldn't it?
Yes, what else can I do?
Do you mind if I come with you?
Not at all. I'll be glad to have your company.
Right, I'll just go and get my coat.
No, we can't leave it any longer. That cadaver's going to start smelling pretty soon. In any case, I don't think we're going to get any improvement while she's still hanging on to it.
I agree with you. If she doesn't start to eat or drink soon, she's just going to fade away.
Has she still not had anything?
Won't touch a thing.
So it's no use trying to give her anything by mouth. I've never seen anything like this before.
I have, when I was in maternity.
What?
She's suffering from postnatal depression, poor darling.
Yes. But that doesn't alter the fact that we've got to get the baby away from her. I'll have to dart her.
Is it safe?
It's safe on chimpanzees. I've already proved that. As far as I know, no one's ever tried it on an orangutan, but it shouldn't be too different.
All right, go ahead.
Hang on a moment before you do that. I'd like to go in with her.
Oh, come on, Maggie. That's not a human mother in there. That's a great ape, and she's in a very disturbed state.
I know, but I would like to try. Perhaps she needs a woman's touch.
Well, it is possible, sir.
All right, Maggie. If you want to try.
Hello there. There's a good girl. What's the matter then? There's a good girl. You upset, are you? Never mind. There. Good girl. You'll be all right, won't you? There we are. It's a good girl, aren't you? There. You'll have other babies, you'll see. Yes, you will. Who's a good girl? There, poor girl, aren't you? You let Maggie have your baby. That's better, isn't it? There we are. I'll look after it now. I'll take it now. There's a good girl. There. Good girl. I'll take it. Here we are. Here. There. You'll be all right now. You'll be all right. Good girl. That's better, isn't it? You'll be fine now. Good. You'll be better soon, won't you now? There. Pass me some fruit. There's a good girl. Good girl. There. See if we have some of this, shall we? You'll be all right now, won't you? Is that nice? Maggie'll come and give you a cuddle and a chat every day. Do you feel better? Hmm? isn't it? That's better.
Well, here we are.
Yes.
Thanks again. You were fantastic.
No, I wasn't. It's simply that some things in life just can't be left to men.
All the same.
I'll try and go and see her every day. All she needs now is lots of love and understanding. The woman's touch.
I'm sure it'll do more good than my injections and medicines will. I never realized you were such an animal person.
I don't think I did either.
Listen, what are you doing later on tonight? There's a good film on at the Plaza.
That'd be nice. I haven't been to the pictures for ages.
Great. I'll pick you up about 7:15. Okay?
Fine. See you later.
Hello, Gran. Gran? 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 Gran?